Hey, can you explain the taco thing?
Oh, it's like a hot dog, but a tortilla?
No, the Trump taco thing.
Oh, right. It's an acronym. Trump always chickens out.
Are you referring to his 2004 SNL appearance?
Cock-a-doodle-doo, folks. I'm Donald Trump.
No, I'm talking about tariffs, specifically how Wall Street talks about Trump's tariff policy.
He always chickens out.
Yes, he announces them and backs off.
But not always. Recently, the tariffs were halted by the Court of International Trade. Does Trump know about taco?
Yes, a reporter asked him about it yesterday.
Don't ever say what you said. That's a nasty question.
I don't think Trump likes taco.
No, he does not.
Mr. President, Wall Street analysts have coined a new term called the taco trade. They're saying Trump always chickens out on your tariff threats, and that's why markets are higher this week. What's your response to that?
I kick out?
Chicken out.
Oh, isn't that nice? Chicken out. I've never heard that. You mean because I reduced China from 145% that I set down to 100 and then down to another number? And I said you have to open up your whole country, and because I gave the European Union a 50% tax tariff, and they called up and they said, please, let's meet right now. Please, let's meet right now. And I said, okay, I'll give you till July 9. I actually asked them, I said, what's the date? Because they weren't willing to meet. And after I did what I did, they said, we'll meet anytime you want. And we have an end date of July 9th. You call that chickening out?
We have some news right now. Donald Trump is reportedly extremely irritated that his team didn't tell him about the taco trend, referring to Wall Street thinking taco stands for Trump always chickens out as it relates to his trade policy, as it relates to his tariffs. According to CNN reporting, Donald Trump was not just irritated at the question and the fact that people are saying that he's chickening out, but he's very irritated at his own staff because they never briefed him on it. And in the Oval Office, allegedly, that was the first time during that press conference that he heard about the taco trend or the taco phrase. And to make matters worse for him, the taco memes of him in a taco, him wearing a chicken costume, I mean, they're exploding all over the internet right now as we speak. They have been since Wednesday, since that press conference in which Donald Trump lashed out, saying that it was one of the worst questions he's ever heard and that he never wanted to hear that question come out of a reporter's mouth again. So that's the latest. Spread the word. I'll do a full breakdown of this on my Substack shortly, linked to my bio, so subscribe for free. And as always, follow along for all the news you need to know about.
That reporter has no idea what they have done. Mark my words, in less than 48 hours, I guarantee you that the word taco will start disappearing from social media in various ways. Like, it'll stop being able to be linked or hashtagged on TikTok. There's going to be some sort of culture war against various things that include the word taco moving forward. It's going to be the Trump administration's new buzzword to attack.
Trump should open up a taco restaurant. What do you think about these menu items? The Gaslighter Margarita. You'll swear it wasn't salty, but it is. The Moscow Mule. So good, it colludes with your taste buds. The Kafifi Queso Dip. Nobody knows what's in it. Sad. And the MAGA Meal Burrito, stuffed with bologna, broken promises, no health care, but it does have thoughts and prayers. All customers get a free copy of Art of the Meal. Of course, it's ghostwritten.
There are so many good ones to choose from. I like this one. This one's hilarious. Nice. That, okay. And then this one. Alright, okay. This one. But when I woke up this morning, I found my favorite. Thank you, Internet. You win. I love you guys for this. I needed it so bad. Between Stephen Miller being a cyber cuck and now all the taco memes, I needed this. I needed this light laughter. You guys are fucking awesome. It's the kind of AI that I fuck with.
Donald, question over here.
Yeah, please.
What do you have to say about the Wall Street analyst's new coined phrase, taco trade, as in Trump always chickens out when it comes to your tariff policies?
I kick out?
Not kicked out, chickens out.
Charlie Kirk.
No, not Charlie Kirk. Chickens out?
Cold turkey.
No, not cold turkey. That's a different bird. Chicken as in bark, bark.
Tick tock.
Not TikTok. Buck.
Biden.
No, not Biden. Okay, here is a picture. It is a taco, but it stands for Trump always chickens out.
Woo.
And this is a picture of a chicken. You know, buck. And this is a picture of you as a taco chicken. I did this one for fun.
Oh, and then I chicken out. I've never heard that.
Yes, chicken. So what is your response to the new phrase?
When you ask a nasty question like that,
A nasty question? Well, you're the one that keeps flip-flopping on your tariffs.
you call that chickening out?
Well, now that I think about it and I see how triggered you are, yeah, I would say chickened out for sure.
Oh, he was chicken. That's so unbelievable.
Is that your final response?
When you ask a nasty question like that,
Well, I am a nasty woman.
but don't ever say what you said. That's a nasty question.
Well, I think more people in the media should be asking you these questions because it obviously triggers you and makes you mad, and it's kind of funny.
Next question, please.
Okay, one last question. If your flip-flopping tariff plans isn't you chickening out, what would you call it?
Mentally insane.
Okay, great.
If Taco Bell doesn't make a chicken taco with a Cheeto dusted shell, they've missed a huge opportunity.
Wall Street analysts have coined a new term called the taco trade. They're saying Trump always chickens out on your tariff threats, and that's why markets are higher this week. What's your response to that?
I kick out?
Chicken out.
Oh, and then I chicken out. I've never heard that. You mean because I reduced China from 145% that I said down to 100 and then down to another number? And I said you have to open up your whole country. And because I gave the European Union a 50% tax tariff, and they called up and they said, please, let's meet right now. Please, let's meet right now. And I said, okay, I'll give you till June 9. I actually asked them, I said, what's the date? Because they weren't willing to meet. And after I did what I did, they said, we'll meet anytime you want. And we have the hottest country in the world right now. 6 months ago, this country was stone cold dead.
Henceforth, his name shall forever be Taco. And he fucking hates it too. Poor Taco.
Chicken out.
Oh, and then I chicken out. I've never heard that. That's a nasty question. You call that chickening out? Oh, he was chicken.
Who knew calling this man a chicken would be the insult that sticks?
He was chicken. That's so unbelievable.
This is what happens when you don't go to therapy. That childhood trauma will sneak right back up on you.
Oh, and then I chicken out. I've never heard that.
Typically, that would be the sundowning Donnie look, but this time that's him reliving the trauma that he went through as a child of being called a chicken. And it all stemmed from a very simple question.
They're saying Trump always chickens out.
So he's upset because this reporter mentions the fact that he always says there's going to be a tariff, and then he removes the tariff but calls it a deal. He's upset that somebody calls out the fact of what exactly he's doing, and then he angrily confirms that he's doing what he's upset that he's getting called out for doing.
I reduced China from 145% that I set down to 100.
This was a strange press conference, y'all. Why is there a podium set next to the desk in the White House? You could have just sat at the desk. But then also we have a Muppets character in the background who is just making faces that I could not stop laughing at.
I said you have to open up your whole country.
And did y'all know that we're zombies?
6 months ago, this country was stone cold dead. We had a dead country.
Did you know that Americans were zombies? I did not know that. I am going to embrace my zombiehood, and I love it.
Yeah, that was ick. So now liberals got a new name for Trump, Taco. Trump always chickens out. Cute, kind of clever, but let's be honest, it's very on brand for them. We got MAGA, Make America Great Again. They got Taco, childish acronyms, and no plan for America. So let's test this chicken out theory, shall we? Did Trump chicken out on closing the borders and deporting illegals? Nope. Did he chicken out on putting tariffs on other countries that were taking advantage of us? No. Is he chickening out on a big, beautiful bill y'all are whining about? Absolutely not. Did he chicken out on cutting bloated federal jobs? Nope again. So what exactly is this taco nonsense based on? You just don't like that he's actually doing what he said he would do? Meanwhile, the other ones who seem to be chickening out are liberals. Y'all have no plan, no vision, no solution. Just one obsession. Stop Trump. So if anybody's acting like a chicken, it's definitely not Trump. It's the party with no backbone, no strategy, and no country left if they got their way. Let's make America great again. Continue on, President.
If you talk to businesses, big or small, they cannot predict what Trump will do next. But one thing has remained constant. When he makes a tariff announcement, markets tank. When he scales back tariffs, markets soar. There's even a nickname for it now, as coined by the Financial Times, the taco trade, short for Trump always chickens out. And consumer sentiment tracks those exact patterns. When people feel like the tariffs are coming, they worry. When they think that Trump's not going to go for it, they're happy. Now, for investors and market makers, it's actually a different story. They can trade around these announcements, right? Volatility means volume. But for businesses, this is paralyzing at best and crippling at worst. And here's what's interesting. Those close to his team have told me that Trump, in his heart of hearts, doesn't actually mind the market reaction when it's bad. In fact, he enjoys the power and influence he has over global markets. One single sentence, one post, one tweet erases or creates tens of billions, which is why so many are now asking if and who is given advance warning on any of these massive market moving events. The answer for now, we do not know. But we and the rest of the world are going to keep watching.
The hilarious story of Taco Trump, Lil Donnie's perfect nickname. For the last few months, Donnie has sent the stock market on a wild ride. His on again, off again, on again, off again, partially back on now, off again, tariff strategy has Wall Street more than a little annoyed. Financial Times reporter Robert Armstrong coined the term to describe the strategy brokers were now using. Trump always chickens out, or taco. Donnie's inability to make a decision or stick to a policy became a betting technique on Wall Street. Because when he imposes a tariff, the market collapses. When he's forced to remove it, the market jumps. I'll repeat that. Donald Trump's instability is so manic, it's become predictable. Because in the end, Trump always chickens out. In a very silly response to this nickname, Donnie proceeded to fumble through his words. While explaining that he is indeed a taco, he said, "You mean because I reduced China from 145% that I set down to 100 and then to another number?" Almost immediately after this, Donnie learned that the courts struck down his tariffs and he was no longer in control of American economic policy.
Down in the kitchen of Democracy's house, there's a taco with a wig and a very loud mouth. He's got shells full of ego, tweets full of clout. But when it's time to lead, he just chickens out. Taco Trump with cheese on top, blames the beans when the salsa gets hot, talks a big bite, then spins about. 'Cause Taco Trump always chickens out. He's wrapped in pride with a wall of guac, says nobody builds better tacos. Watch. But every time the heat turns stout, he melts like cheddar and chickens out. Oh, Taco Trump, so full of spice, but can't take heat or play nice. Rattles the plate with a mighty shout, then tucks his tail and chickens out. Taco, taco, taco man, yeah, I got to be a taco man. Taco, taco, taco man, yeah, I got to be a taco man.
Trump turned into a taco? Hashtag Taco Trump is trending. But why? Imagine this, a former US president now being called Taco. And no, it's not about food. It stands for Trump always chickens out. Yep, that's what the internet is saying. Every time Trump threatens tough action, like trade wars or tariffs, he backs off when the pressure builds. At a recent press conference, a CNBC reporter straight up asked him, "Sir, people are calling you Taco. How do you respond?" Trump snapped back, That's an absolutely ridiculous question. And boom, the internet exploded. Memes everywhere. Trump's face inside a taco shell. Chickens sitting on his head. It's the meme fest no one saw coming. And guess what? Wall Street made a whole strategy out of it. When Trump threatens, stocks drop. When he chickens out, markets bounce back. So now traders joke, buy the dip. Taco Trump will back down. Trump says he's not backing down. He calls it strategic negotiation. But the internet's already decided he's not just Trump anymore, he's Taco Trump. What do you think? Is this just a joke? Or is there some truth to it? Drop your thoughts in the comments and hit that follow for more viral breakdowns.
Join me
The
at
term
Donald
taco
Trump.
itself
House
is
of
ironic
Wings.
and attention-grabbing, not only because of its culinary association, but also because of a historical moment tied to Trump and the Taco Bell. The phrase Trump always chicken out began surfacing in mid to late 2024 and exploded in popularity in the early 2025 during the moments when critics claimed Trump was dodging debates, refusing subpoenas, avoiding interviews, or failing to follow up through on bold promises. This nickname became a shorthand for what many viewed as consistent behavioral pattern, talking tough, then retreating under pressure.